Well, there it is.
Right.
Welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I'm your fill-in host, Uncle Joey, for the evening. We don't even know where Big Easy's at, man. He might have he might have quit for all we know. Hell, I don't know. But up in the corner there, we got our buddy Sean Rigsby, and in the other corner, we got old Matt Lemaster. And tonight we got a guest that everybody's, I'm sure, familiar with if you're tuning in tonight. We got the one and only Charlie Bonnet the third.
Oh man, that
Thank you.
sounded like a wrestling match. In this corner, we got Matt. In this corner, we got Sean.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us, brother.
Happy to hang out with y'all, man. Yeah, y'all are tag teaming over there. It's cool.
Yeah. So we like to start the evening usually with we're usually sip on a little something, and tonight I'm representing a good dear friend of ours, Mr. Chris Lewis, down at Pabst Hilltop Distillery down in Bainbridge, Ohio. It's a great place. If you've never been, check it out. But I'm sipping on a little Copper's Mountain corn liquor. So
Sweet.
Cheers to y'all. Matt, what you got?
I was actually over in Indiana over the weekend. Picked me up a bottle of the Yellowstone toasted.
Nice.
Yeah, I tell you, old Stephen Beam does a hell of a job over there. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean, you got a bush apple?
You know it.
And old Charlie had his coffee cup out, so
I got the old gas can too, but it's the mystery beverage tonight. It's Monday night.
It's Monday Night Madness, man.
Monday Night Madness. That's right.
Hell yeah. So we'll let you get started here, Charlie. But how far back do you want to start? Where does your musical career begin?
I'm from way back in the 1900s. I'm old, dude.
Me too. And this guy is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was born in Manteca, California, and we moved to Tennessee in 1982, the first of 1982, right before I started the second grade, right? My mama was from Tennessee, and her family moved to California because they were super religious. They were trying to save the West from hell and damnation back in the day. And they met my dad, and of course my mom and dad hooked up, and here I am. So we moved to Tennessee in 1982, and I was always around country music. I hated country music when I was a kid because it was all around me. I wanted to rock out. All the neighbor kids were into rock and roll, and
that rebellious stage. Yeah,
that's right, man.
Yep.
My next door neighbor had a guitar and a little amp and didn't know how to do anything with it, but we would just like turn the amp on wide open and just like make a lot of racket and just piss the neighbors off. He was like, "Shut up, turn that off." I was like, man, I'm getting a reaction, right? So that would have been probably about 7th grade, and by the time the 9th grade rolled around, I figured out how to make some chords and really try to do it. But it was the summer of 1989. I wanted to go see the rock band Cinderella. That was my favorite rock band at the time.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! You're right up our alley, right?
Right.
There.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, they put on a hell of a show back in the day.
That was the Long Cold Winter tour with Winger and the Bullet Boys. And
saw it.
Sweet. Right. That was my first rock concert, man. And like my mom and dad, they didn't want anything to do with it. My dad said, I begged him. I said, please take me to this show. And dad said, if you can come up with the money to buy the entire family tickets to go, I'll take you. So I started like cutting lawns and like selling off toys I didn't want, just any kind of chores around the neighborhood at the farms or whatnot around the house. And I got 4 tickets on the grass for like $13.50 a piece. And me and my baby sister and mom and daddy, we went. That was May 24th, 1989. And that day changed my life. Bullet Boys opened up. And when they got done, they trashed their equipment. And they were like, throwing guitars across the stage to their roadies. And it was just a wonderful, loud rock and roll concert from top to bottom. I left there. I told my mom, I said, can I get an electric guitar for my birthday? She said, you can wait till Christmas. I'll let you get one out of the Sears catalog, but you got a $100 limit. So I got a little beater out of the Sears catalog, Christmas of '89. But I started playing that summer just on my neighbor kid friend's guitar. And that got it going, man. And within a year, I was able to, kind of play with little local bands or whatnot. I wasn't old enough to drive, but like I was in a couple bands with high school age kids. And then by the time I was 15, I was playing bars. By the time I was 17, I was making demo tapes, and it's just kept rolling and kept rocking.
Hell yeah. So I want to stop you and get a little bit into your history there. So your sound is you got a lot of that Southern rock style. So
Yeah.
what were some of your influences? What else did you listen to growing up? I mean, there's definitely a lot of Southern rock in there.
Well, initially I didn't want to play Southern rock. Initially I was into bands like Judas Priest and stuff like that, but I can't sing like that, and I can't shred like those guys, so it's like you kind of use what you got. I got a one octave voice, and I was obviously into 70s Skinner and Molly Hatchet and stuff like that. And and then I like the very early 90s rock, like Black Crows came out, and even stuff like Kentucky Headhunters and stuff like that was pretty cool for what it was. And so as I got older, I turned away from trying to play like heavier music. I had a period in there when I was making records with a band called Disarray. We were more like a era kind of band, but as I got older, it just made sense to go back to my roots, which was just like classic rock and roll.
Now, you released quite a few albums with Disarray, if I'm not mistaken. 4 or 5?
Yeah, it's 5 records and then like 2 EPs, a best of, and a couple of live records. We were an active band for like 8 years and basically lived in a van. We would get in the van and go all around America for 3-4 weeks at a time and play with bands like Guar and Biohazard and Clutch and Overkill and a lot of these speed metal bands and stuff. But
what's crazy is Clutch is still doing it to this day, man.
Yeah, that's
been
crazy,
around
man.
forever.
Actually, in 2001, it was Biohazard, Clutch, and Candiria at the Newport in Columbus. Disarray opened that show. We had a 20-minute opening set there. That's way before I knew I'd be living here, obviously, but it's just a small world. Like Disarray played that Newport gig back in the day.
Man, the Newport still rocks out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's really it, man. I've been through like different phases and different genres, but at the end of the day, I basically plagiarized from Leonard Skinner and Steve Earle and roots rock type music. That's where my heart is at.
You're definitely. I was listening to you the other night. I was just sitting on the back porch waiting for the wife, and I had a drink in my hand, and the sun was shining, and it just was that gritty, just kind of made me want to just take a couple more sips off that drink, and it's everything I've really dug into so far. You got a nice beat, man. You got that voice, man. You're perfect for what you play. Absolutely, man.
I agree.
I appreciate it. I never wanted to sing, dude. I was never going to be a singer. When I started in '89, I just wanted to be a guitar player. I was big time into like the 80s bands like Rat and Dokken with the guys that could shred out, but I wasn't able to like proficiently play like that. So it's like I kind of got into more basic lead guitar work, more AC/DC, more Aerosmith, more Ace Frehley, more blues-based rock and roll. But we tried finding a singer and never could. And so, we'd have people that would join the band or whatnot when I was a kid in my little kid bands, and they'd last a month, and then you'd never see them again. And finally, I was like, fuck it, I'll try to sing. And I got on the mic, and what came out of my mouth is about all I was able to do. And we just kind of built songs around that. And I'm still building songs around that like 40 years later. So
hell yeah. But the fact that you've been rocking for as long as you have and you still have that in you, man,
Yeah.
it takes a lot to keep that drive, man. It really does.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I think I'm just an idiot that don't know when to quit.
But I mean, if you have that passion, dude, why quit?
Well, the cool thing is, like, I've been on both sides of it. I've worked in the music business in Nashville as just like, an employee for different companies. And I've always been around music, even when I wasn't able to make a living at it full time playing. So it's like, it's in my heart, dude. It's in my soul. And life's so short. I don't want to be, some old fat fucker one day thinking, man, I wish I'd tried to
Wish,
do that. So I'm
yep.
just going for it.
Hey, man, keep doing it, dude. Because I
Yeah.
mean, you're doing it. I mean,
Oh,
you're
thanks,
still
man.
touring, you're still
Oh,
playing
yeah.
your music, and and I think it's cool. You're married to a woman that's from the area, so I
Yeah.
like the fact that you kind of stick in the area of Ohio, which puts you available for a lot of things. Ohio's starting to really do a lot of cool shit as far as
Well,
festivals and shit like that, man. So it probably gives you a nice little opportunity to stay local.
well, the thing is, it's like we're open to like playing regionally or wherever it makes sense. Like I really did the same thing when I was in Tennessee. Like all the states that surrounded Tennessee is where I would try to tackle first. Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Indiana, that kind of stuff. And it's like, so people would look at my schedule and they'd be like, man, Charlie's always like on the road. And it's like, they wouldn't know that like I would drive up, play a gig, drive back. Cause why spend $150 on a hotel when you can just drive back? It's only 5 hours from the house, So
Right.
we kind of do that now. So like we've played Detroit. We opened for Ace Frehley in Detroit last year.
Hell yeah.
And then we played in Pittsburgh this year. We played in Tennessee with the band this year. We got some stuff we're about to announce in like Indiana and more Midwest states. But, I'm a regional artist. It's got to make sense to leave the house. But,
Absolutely. It's not
the,
cheap to travel nowadays. So
well, I tell everybody the days of playing for $50 and a pizza, that's way over, man. Like that's the disarray days, man. Like
right.
I got like my old itineraries where it'd be like we'd be in Lincoln, Nebraska with disarray on a Tuesday night for $75 and a pizza, sleeping in the van out behind the building. It's like I'm an old man now. Those days are way done.
Ain't no sleeping in a van no more.
No, well, unless I break down on the road, but I try to not do that.
So, do you stick to so many dates a year, or you just open to whatever you can book, or how do you kind of run by that?
Well, so my wife Holly, it's kind of a crazy story, man. It's like in 2019, I was on the road with this band Junkyard out of Hollywood, and we did about 2 weeks up and down the East Coast. We went up to like Maine, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, just the whole East Coast. And the road manager was from Columbus, Ohio.
Nice.
And he told me, hey, I know a girl I'm going to introduce you to. I was like, oh, man, I don't know, right? So that's Holly, my current wife. And, of course, then the pandemic hit and nobody did anything for quite a while. But when it was just starting to lift, we played up in Wapakoneta, Ohio with the Gas Holes. And Holly came out just to see the show. And we started talking. And we never stopped talking, man. And she was just so supportive of this.
That's awesome.
And, it's like when I first went to see her outside of the show, she works for a company that supplies like wire harnesses for Honda. And she was on this meeting and she was talking super pro, like just like way articulate, unlike myself. I'm just a dumb hillbilly, right? And she's like talking all like super pro on this phone call or whatnot. And when she got done, I said, can you do that exact same speech, except I'm the product you're selling? Like call a venue and say, you know what? I got this singer-songwriter out of Nashville, like name drop Nashville so you can squeeze their wallet and just say, I got this guy and you really need to book him and just see what happens. And so I was driving up to Ohio every week to see her, and she'd have 2 or 3 shows for me, usually on acoustic guitar. And then before you know it, I was playing up here so much that I just moved up here. I was just like living here where I'm at right now. But to answer your question, I'll play as many shows as we can book. Last year we did a little over 100 gigs.
Wow.
Most of them were on acoustic guitar. but we did probably 15 band shows. With the band, we only want to open for national acts. We only want to play fairs and festivals where it makes sense. Like the days of like moving the pool table out of the way to like set up and do fucking 4 hours of cover songs, that's way over, right? Like I showcase my original songs only with the gas holes, and then everything else is on acoustic guitar. And on acoustic, I'll play all night. I play my songs. I play cover songs. If they got tips thrown at me, I don't care. I'll play a damn Britney Spears song. I don't give a fuck. Throw me some money. We're
You
ready
know,
to rock.
that just shows that you truly enjoy what you do. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? He just a man in his guitar. He just wants to sing. Let him sing.
That's really it. So that's the arrangement we have. Like Holly does all the booking. She's really good at it. And like she put a post up the other day. She's just like 35 shows away from booking 400 shows for me since she started.
Wow.
Nice.
So that would be 400 shows since 2021.
Damn. Give
And,
her
you know,
a raise.
not every gig is Madison Square Garden. You know, you're playing private events, and we play wineries, we play VFWs, we play, you know, if they want live entertainment, we're ready to ride, you know. But with the band, we've done a bunch of festivals and that kind of thing, and that's where we show up and show out, really.
Well, you know, when it's just you, your acoustic guitar, a little bit of equipment, and your woman, it's easier to travel.
Dude, the overhead is so low. It's right.
Yeah. So you can go and do whatever, and on top of that, you get to see some places. You know,
and
you get to travel a little bit.
it's a good thing because there's other revenue streams. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, we sell merch, and we got the Spotify's and all that crap that pay you 1 cent every 8 million streams or whatever it is. But
right.
you know, the YouTube is monetized and Facebook is monetized, and then my wife has got a real corporate job with health insurance, so I'm not going to die from some fungus that I pick up off the toilet seat at the Flying J truck stop. You know, I can go get treated if need be.
And that gives you a little bit of peace of mind too.
Totally,
right there.
dude.
Absolutely,
I'm gonna tell you what,
dude.
man. It's already saved my life. Like as soon as I got insurance, I went and had everything checked out. I was like, this is the worst day of my life, but if it exists, test me for it. And they came back and they said, Charles, your cholesterol is so high, you're going to have some kind of stroke or something if you don't immediately change some kind of dietary choices. And so, I mean, I cleaned my eating up 3 years ago. I got on a health kick, dropped a bunch of weight, just like, man, like she's literally saved my life. I'd be in Tennessee eating a Big Mac, kicked out and fucking stroked out if it wasn't for her.
Hey, I got one of those too, man. So I understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy how the universe just brings it to you, man. But she's been great for me, and she's my number one fan.
And everybody needs that. Everybody needs that number one fan in their corner.
Right on, dude. Right on. So that's a very, very long answer to a short question.
No, and hey, and
that's what we want.
And that's what we want here. Yeah, man, we want to hear about you. So, what was your very first band? Did you already tell me this? Your very first band that you remember ever playing in?
Oh, you're finna laugh at this. You're finna laugh at this. All right. So I was 14 years old, still in junior high, right? And like these were all guys that were either seniors in high school, and I think one of the guys was actually just graduated school. But it was a cover band, and it was called No Aftertaste. And it was a Budweiser logo, except instead of the King of Beers, it said the King of Bands. No Aftertaste, the King of Bands. We thought we're gonna make it, man. Right?
Rock out, yeah.
We were playing shit like Tesla and Black Crows and stuff like that, and I was just the guitar player. It was the other guitar player in the band. His little sister was our singer. We were a 5-piece. Well, that was it, man. I was playing bars. Yeah, like not even nowhere near old enough to be in there, and we were just a little bar band.
Nice. So I know how did you and Dan Gray cross paths? I know Dan's talked about you for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Dan Gray, huh? Yeah, he's my old pal. Actually, Dan coordinated it for me to propose to my wife Holly on stage at the autograph show at the Rock the Block.
No
few years
shit.
back. Yeah, he pulled me a solid, man. That was really cool. But yeah, Dan, he's just always been promoting here in Central Ohio, and it was his show, the Hog Jam. When my old band Moccasin Creek, we came up and played that gig for him. We played several gigs for him in like 2011, 2012. But like one of my old running buddies told Dan about my band, who also played in another band. It's just, how word travels. Hey, you ought to look into this band, look into this band. And so Dan was referred through another guy I knew, and he heard about our band Moccasin Creek at the time and booked us at the Hog Jam. And I just been buddies with him ever since.
So I know you said you were an open book, and if you want to talk about it, you can. But I don't know the whole story. But how long were you with Moccasin Creek, and did that end kind of not so well?
Yeah, it ended ugly, but I mean, I'm to blame too, man. It ain't just him; it's all of us. We burn out on the road. I mean, to be totally truthful, it's like we didn't know what we were doing. I was playing with a country rapper named Big Smo down in Tennessee. And it's really weird because, like, man, in 2009, I almost quit music, dude. I just had like almost a midlife crisis, if you believe that. It's really ignorant to say that, but I was burnt out. The fish weren't biting, man. I couldn't keep Disarray on the road. We lost our record deal. We lost our booking agent. I had another cover band. I was beating around Tennessee doing singer-songwriter shows, like basically playing for gas money. And it was a really rough time. And I got a call one day from this girl I knew out of Memphis. And she said, "Hey, Charles, are you interested in making some money?" And I was like, well, of course. This is a very vague and open-ended question. That's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm always looking for money. She said, "Well, I got a friend I'm working with that needs a singer on a recording project." And I said, "Well, what kind of music is it?" And she said, "It's rap music." And I said, "Fuck no." No way. No way. It's like, please go down there. And I said, "Man, like, I'm from like the Metallica style with Disarray, and then when I stopped doing that and started strumming acoustic, all those fans hated me." I said, "It'll be a musical identity meltdown crisis if I'm in a rap project. There's no way, right? Not doing it." So about a month went by. She called me again. She said, "So this guy's name is Big Smo. He's got like this record that everybody's interested in. He just needs like some Leonard Skinner sounding vocals and some Leonard Skinner guitars. And you're the guy for the gig. Like just please go down there." And I said, "You know what? I'm going to fucking go down there." Right. So me and my buddy, right, we're riding down there to meet Smo. And we're in Franklin, Tennessee. We're at a 4-way intersection at a dead stop. And out of nowhere, I hear my friend go, "Oh, shit." And then everything exploded. And I woke up in an ambulance. What happened was some woman in a full-size truck had a heart attack behind the wheel and plowed into a car that was behind us, killed 2 girls in that car. That car was the buffer that hit us. We went into the intersection and the car just got mangled. Damn. But so I thought that was a sign. I was like, this is the rock gods telling me you don't need to be doing this rap project like at all, right? But then, like, when I got out of the hospital, I checked my guitar and my guitar was still in tune. I thought, man, my guitar is gonna be trash. Probably the neck broke. Nope, still in tune. I thought, well, maybe that's the rock god saying, yeah, you do need to call Smo. So I called Smo. I said, "Dude, I didn't mean to stand you up. I got in a wreck for real. I know it's like the dog ate my homework excuse, but I got in a fucking wreck. Right. But I'm still going to come see you." So I was a few days late. I went and seen Smo. Me and him hit it off, dude. And it was Kicking It in Tennessee and all them songs off that American Made album. And I didn't know anything about that scene. He was friends with all those dudes. Like Jelly Roll was on that record and Little White was on that record and all these like gangbanger rappers. Like, that's way out of my wheelhouse. Like, I didn't know shit about that world, but they treated me good and I could sing those choruses, man. Right. So Smo was like on MySpace one day Yeah, this is how long ago this is.
That's
Right?
back
Taking
in
it
the day.
way back. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the time machine, boys, right? So he's on MySpace one day and he says, "Hey Charlie, there's a band down in Florida I found that's doing the same kind of stuff we're doing, rapping about tractors and all this stuff, and they're playing these mud bogs." I was like, "What's a mud bog? I got no idea what this is, right?" So he's like showing me this. Well, it was McCool and his friend Jackie. They had a group called Double Wide. And he's like, "I'm thinking about inviting them up to Tennessee to like collaborate on some stuff." I said, "Shit, bring them up," right? So they showed up. We had a great time, and that was the Kinfolk record. And it had Hick Life on it, which went viral, and a bunch of tracks on there that were like the predecessor of what we would wind up doing in Moccasin Creek. But the problem is, like, obviously, I got the personality and confidence or whatnot with the Southern Rock, and those guys got strong personalities. There was too many strong personalities in one room, right? And it just imploded. Like the first one to quit was McCool. He quit, and he said he was going to go to art school or something. He's like, I can't take this. I'm out. So Smo replaced him, and then it was really weird, dude. Like I kind of sabotaged my place in Smo's project. He found this manager guy out of California who I didn't click with this dude, man. Like, first of all, he was just a little too clean, and like his daddy was a big manager for all these pop artists and stuff. And I didn't like the way he was just bossy, and he was younger than me and just way too squeaky clean and driving up in the damn Mercedes and all this shit. I was just like, I don't know. And he came up to me one day and he's like, "All right, Charlie, well, we're going to sign with Warner Brothers Records." I was like, "Sweet. What day do I need to be there?" He's like, "Well, you're not going to be a part of it. You're not going to be on the deal. Like, you're going to benefit from the deal, but we," meaning him and Smo, "we're going to sign this deal." I was like, "Well, what do you mean I ain't going to be a part of it, dude? Like, I'm the fucking Southern Rock part of the sound, right?"
Right.
And I was really irritated by this guy. And then he mentioned to me again, he's like, "Oh, and I know we were paying you $200 a gig, but we're gonna have to back that down to like," I think he said like $75 a gig or something like that. And I said, "Bro, like I make a couple $100 a gig with my cover band. Like I'm like, I gotta at least be able to keep the lights going at the house, you know." And he said, "Charlie, I got 10 guitar players on my phone, younger than you, better players than you, and ready to go." I said, "Well, you better call one of them some bitches then, because I can't do it." And so I was out, dude. I quit Smo's project, and he signed with Warner Brothers and had big success. And I was just like, man, I don't know if like that was the right choice, or I mean, it's too late now. It is what it is. And me and Smo are cool now. We've buried the hatchet of any kind of problems we had. But in the meantime, out of nowhere, McCool hit me up, and he was down in Florida, and he said, "Man, I'm thinking about just part-time in this, like doing some songs just to like fucking put on the internet for like side money or whatnot. You want to do some stuff?" I was like, "Fuck it, let's do some stuff," right? So we went down to Florida. We hit it off, dude. We wrote the first half of the Allowed to Be Loud album and tracked it at his buddy's studio. And it was a magical chemistry, and it was really good. We laughed a lot. We had a good time, and I felt like we were good friends with a good chemistry. And we shopped that around, and we found a manager that said, "Hey, man, you want to do the other half of that record? I'll get this record put out for you." And so we went back down to Florida and did 6 more songs and finished up that Allowed to Be Loud record. And it just started snowballing, dude. But that was like a little window in time where it was still fresh. It's before everybody and their mama was a rapper. It's
Right.
like, and at the time we had the angle because like I was the only rock guitar player in that whole scene, man. Like you would see guys just, up there rapping or whatnot to tracks, but you never saw a guy with a Les Paul banging his head and going for it. But we had a unique chemistry. And then probably around the third record, You know, I feel where we messed up. I mean, we didn't take a break. We were playing every weekend for, 50 weeks in a row. I was tired. He was tired. His girlfriend, who became his wife, started booking shows, and she was good at it. But we went through a few different drummers. And hang on, man, I'm still gonna talk to you. I got a cat fucking with my screen window over here that I'm about to have him sent to the damn pound. This is real life at the Charlie Bonnet house. So yeah, we were good friends for about 2 years. Come on, fucker. Hang on. It's my cat Creeper. He's an old man, like his back legs don't work, so he's slow. Kind of like his dad, he's slow. All right, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. This is real life. Y'all want it done. Y'all want it
hey, still talking
unscripted.
That's what it is.
That's right.
Unscripted. So anyway, we went through several drummers and with Moxon Creek, and the last crew that we had was actually out of Ohio, and in my mind they're the problem that caused the rift with us. It became a clique. It was the drummer kid. He brought his dad in to be the sound man. He brought his buddy in to run the computer tracks, and then later on became the bass player. And before you know it, like, I'm outnumbered. It's almost like,
right.
they're all whispering, well, Charlie does this and Charlie does that and Charlie does this. And I'm like, I feel like I'm not friends with anybody now. I feel very isolated. And then we should have took a break and everybody calm down, take a month, and everybody be cool. That's what we should have done, myself included. But what happened is we wrote this song called Poor Chonky that exploded and went viral.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was game on. Like the year that came out, like, I mean, we were playing until we were all just frazzled. And I think we, myself included, probably needed a break just to get our own selves and our own heads together. So the wheels basically ran out from under us.
But as it does happen, yeah. It sounded like you guys were hitting it so hard. There was no break, and that takes a toll sometimes. And unfortunately, it sounds like it did.
It did, and then it upset me because in September of 2012, I got a email from one of his friends, who's still one of his friends, who said, "Hey man, you don't know this, but he went and trademarked the band name 100% in his name. You need to look into this." And this is a year before it imploded. I'm like, wow, okay. And so I'll be damned, And so I started seeing like little things, like when we did Allowed to Be Loud, the debut record, we put that up through CD Baby, through our manager or whatnot. And it's like, that was like an account that wound up having quite a bit of money in it that, I never saw any of that. And then, then it's like downloading became a thing, and we were making, $15,000 a month sometimes off of iTunes. And it's like, man, I'm driving an 86 Honda hatchback with 600,000 miles on it, and they're in a brand new house with brand new cars, and it pissed me off. And I don't know, man, like money fucks things up. You know what I mean? Like if there had been like a real manager in place with real transparent books, we would still be fine. But at this time, he's married to the manager, that's fine. But it's like there's conflicts of interest all around. It's just like,
it was bound to have problems.
Yeah.
It was a thing where we were no longer like friends just writing songs and laughing. It's like now it's like there's like different cliques, and it ended really ugly. And then I found out that I wasn't on any of the copyrights or publishing on that, so I sued him, and that got really ugly. And I don't know that I did the right thing, but I wanted to defend myself. I'm like, I'm not gonna be bullied, man. I put a lot of time into that. And it ended bad, man. And it's like, I ain't proud of the way all that went down, but it's like, I am proud that I took up for myself. But I will say this, everything happens for a reason. It's like, hang on, y'all hear this domestic going on with these cats back here? There he is right there. That's the little fucker I just let in, right? He's acting up. But what I was saying is everything was good until it wasn't. I'm not angry about it now. My life moved on great, dude. It's like I did get a settlement in that lawsuit, but I was never able to collect on it. Like enforcing something and getting a piece of paper that says you're entitled to something is two different things. I got no idea what that guy does now, but I know that I met my wife through a different project. I'm set up now, working plenty of gigs. I do music full time. I got a grandbaby that I love now. I got a blessed life.
I've seen some pictures. You're proud granddaddy. I see.
You know, and the thing is, like, had Moccasin Creek worked out, I wouldn't have all this because, I mean, my wife Holly despises that kind of music. She's not into that at all. She's a rock girl, you know. So it's like, you know, it's like God and the universe put you in positions and bring you out of positions when it's time, you know. So, right. But I don't regret any of the stuff we did with that catalog. I enjoy that catalog. The time when we were coming up with it, it was fun. But it's just a chapter in the book now, dude.
Yeah. Hey, you live, you learn, and you move on. And sounds like you're not doing too bad, man. Looks like you got a pretty good life, and things sound like you're doing okay, man.
Well, and then I don't know how much you guys know about the inner workings of the Moccasin Creek thing, but there was a guy helping us, a guy named Russell Duke, years ago. And like Russell actually called Holly a few years ago going, is there any way we can get Jeff and Charles in a room? Because, man, like the fans really want a reunion and like it could happen. Like, and Holly said, we ain't having this conversation until this settlement is done. He just, and by settlement, I don't want one penny more than what I'm owed or my part of it. Just a fair cut, man. But you can't look at it and say, all right, this one guy gets 100% and Charlie the third gets 0. That ain't gonna work, man. I mean, that's not, anybody with a set of ears knows that my guitar playing and my vocals was the distinctiveness that set us apart in that world, in my opinion, and in a lot of other opinions. I have people tell me that all the time, but it's like, I thought it was kind of funny that Russell came calling about 3 years ago. You know, I was like listening and I was like, who in the hell are you talking to? She's like, you ain't gonna believe that phone call. Wow. So, well, tell him, pay me the settlement and I'll do one song and one video and we'll put it out there and we'll take a photo together and we'll break the internet with it and we'll see if there's any interest. And if there's any interest, we'll do another song and video.
And that would be the way to do it too. Do a little teaser. Yeah.
But then they weren't down with that. It's like, nobody's going to cut the check, even though the judge said, hey, pay him this. That's not going to happen, man. So it is what it is. I don't care, man. I'm making plenty of money now. I'm living my dream. I'm married to my dream girl. I got a great life here. I mean, it's all worked out, dude. Like, I get to play shows with my rock and roll heroes, write music with my rock and roll heroes. I got a bunch of projects, worldwide projects happening, like a big video game that's worldwide coming out that I'm doing the soundtrack for. Like, there's so much like blessings landing on me. And so it's like, Creek is just a chapter in the book, dude.
Well, and you know, everything you do makes the man that you are today. And
that's true.
Good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is, you stand where you stand because of where you've been.
But you know, that's any project, man, because it's like we had really good times in Moccasin Creek too. I don't want anybody to think, oh, he talks like it was horrible. No, it wasn't horrible. We had a great time. It didn't become horrible until too many cooks was in the kitchen and too many zeros was on the paycheck without any accounting. Like,
right.
It could have been handled, but that's other bands too. I mean, Disarray imploded, dude. We were touring with big bands. I had a record deal and I was living my dream, man. And then, you know, 2 years later, I filed bankruptcy because, you know, one guy quit and one other guy is angry because he ain't getting his cut and quits. And it's just like, it's not just Moccasin Creek. It's any band since the
Right.
beginning of bands.
Right. So you mentioned songwriting. So do you still enjoy songwriting? Is it something that you try to do? Is it something you do when it comes to you? Do you set aside time to try to songwrite? How do
Well,
you go about that?
usually it falls out of the sky, dude, and I grab it. It's really weird. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
when I lived in Tennessee, I would almost write every song when I was out there on my push mower, pushing my 2 acres of grass, just zoned out. And then out of nowhere, I'd get hit with an idea. But like certain songs, will just, like I tell the story, like I have a song called Simple Shoes. And I was on my way to a Kroger's to go grocery shopping. And I was in a Ford Windstar van that had one wiper blade was broke off and it was making this screeching noise. It started like raining and it was scratching the glass. And I was like, hey, I'm hearing this little groove in the windshield wiper making a scratch, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to miss it. So I grabbed my phone. I'm like singing into my phone, right? And I got hit in Kroger's with like a melody idea. And I'm like kind of jamming, like people are looking like I'm some crackhead in there, like tweaked out or something on a damn phone. But I'm like sitting there just singing an idea into my phone so I won't forget it, and then I'd go home and finish it out. But normally, like I'll get hit with like a melody idea. I won't get a lyric. I'll get like a vocal melody and I'll find the chords behind it and I'll sing it in my phone and I'll live with it for a couple days. My phone is just full of so many partial ideas, right? And then I got a few co-writers that come by or whatnot. And they're like, hey, man, you got any ideas? I do got an idea. Check this idea out on my phone. And I'll have like, part of it ready to go and we'll collaborate.
Right. Little jam session here. Listen to
Yeah.
this. Hey, throw this.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't really set out to write it. It's just whenever the universe like drops it into my lap or whatnot, I'll go for it. But I do have fun with it. It's kind of fun. And my wife, Holly, she can tell when I'm in the zone. She'll be talking to me and I'll be like, just super hyper focused. And I'll say, hang on. I can't lose this. Hang on. I got to find a piece of paper right now. I need a guitar right now. And I'll write something down. And I'll come in and be like, sorry, sweetheart. It was hitting me right then.
So, what do you have planned for the rest of the summer? Are you on a tour or are you just kind of playing any local gigs? What do you got going for the rest of
Well, not really tours. It's like weekend warrior kind of stuff is what I do. So I got with the band the day after my birthday, September 20th. We're doing a big band show at the Killing Tree Winery. And then the following week, we're playing with a band I really liked as a kid, Trickster.
Oh wow, I remember.
Are you going to be at Tucking Reds?
Yeah, we're the direct support at the Tucking Red show with the Gas Holes. But so I got to I've met those guys a bunch of times over the years, but at the I'm drawing a damn blank. Picktown Palooza back in July, I got to get on stage and sing a song with them. We all exchanged information and became pretty good buddies, man. So they're looking at taking me out on a string of shows, like going up the East Coast and into the Midwest or whatnot. Some as me as an acoustic opener and some with the band as well. So we just get in where we fit in,
They've been around a while.
Long time, since I think 1982. They got their deal in 1989.
Yeah.
So are they from the area? That's just odd that they're playing at Tucking Reds.
No, they're on tour. They're a New Jersey band.
That's wild. Wonder how that's just random. Tucking Reds is not what I would think to pull a band like that, but hey, we might have to show up.
Yeah, you gotta come out, man. It's really funny because like my buddy Frankie that runs Tucking Reds, man, he's had me out there on 2 shows on my acoustic guitar. We became friends, and he's looking at bringing in like more rock and roll just to try to take it up a level or whatnot. So my wife Holly's pretty tight with the Trickster camp, and we've just all been working to try to get the word out on that. So
yeah. Well, I tell you what, now's your chance once again. Tell everybody about it, Charlie.
Yes, that's the 26th of September And Tucking Reds is Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's like a brewery. I guess it's just a brewery. Do they have a restaurant in there? I don't know that they do, but
it's a distillery. They don't have a restaurant.
No, there's a brewery right next door to it.
Okay.
Yeah, Yellow Springs Brewery is right next door.
They bring in food trucks in there quite a bit, though.
All right. Yeah. So for those of y'all tuning in that don't know Yellow Springs, it's very like art driven, and it's kind of like a college type town. I do believe. I don't know what college it is, but there's like an art school or something there. But they're known because Dave Chappelle owns property out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's where he lives, from what I hear.
Yeah, I think so.
He has shows out there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a neat little town. That's for sure.
It is cool, man. It's really cool. So the guys at Tucking Reds, they've been really good to me. I've been out there a couple times, and we're just going to try to get loud and hope we don't break any laws too bad, noise ordinance or whatever it is. But gas holes are pretty loud, man. We're a pretty loud rock band, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with some loud rock and roll, Charlie.
I love it.
Well, hell yeah. Well, listen, man, we don't like to keep people on here too long, Charlie, but I do appreciate you giving us your time tonight. It was awesome talking to you. And will you be at Farm to Bottle this year? I know Dan's keeping the music kind of small this year. I don't does he have much on the lineup? I don't really.
I'm almost sure that we're not playing it this year. I think he's going a little more country this year.
All right. I couldn't remember if he said who all was playing there. Okay.
But we're always looking to play, so he's got my number. And I'm sure I'll run into y'all.
Is your next gig the one at Tucking Reds? Is that your next local gig?
No, dude. I'm on acoustic guitar. Like I break my fingertips off playing acoustic guitar shows. Like I'm playing like the Coshocton Moose this Friday night, and then I'm at the Indian Lake State Park this Saturday night, and then I'm at the in Salina, Ohio on Sunday doing an acoustic show at the Lakeside Hideout Bar.
Okay.
I'm usually 2 to 3 shows a week on an acoustic, and then we fit the band in whenever it makes sense, which is usually, like I said, playing fairs, festivals, opening for national bands, that kind of thing.
Well, cool. Well, you heard him, everybody.
Nice.
He's playing some local events around or local places here over the next coming up weekend. If you guys get a chance, check out Charlie Bonnet, man. You won't be disappointed.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you giving us your time, man. I really do.
All good, man. Hope to see you guys.
Yeah.
We'll have to hang out.
We'll definitely get together. If not, we'll get Dan Gray to set up another event. Dan, it don't take much to twist Dan's arm to parties. So
we'll have to go down to the Dan Cave, man.
The Dan Cave it is.
Dan Cave's a good time.
Man. Yeah. Well, Charlie, I appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
All right, guys. Rock and roll, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Out there. All right, bye.
Bye. And Sean's in charge of this, so who knows if he's going to cut us off or we're just going to stay live for the next 24 hours, I don't know what we're going to do. So I do appreciate you guys coming in and joining us tonight. I'm going to look to see who our next guest is. I think we're off. We're going to take